Hey, I'm back on. Can anybody see me? Still alive. I don't think I'm schizophrenic. Am I having a bipolar attack? What's a bipolar attack? Never heard of that before. Bipolar is something that sort of creeps onto you and seems to get bigger, 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 and bigger. It just keeps getting bigger. It feels like your hands are this big when you're holding something. And all of a sudden, everything starts to mean something. You don't know why. You're not sure what it means. Some people will jump into it and say, this is this and that is that, and look at this. But I went through that stage and understood it. If it means something, look at it until you understand what it means. And don't say anything during that time because you'll look like you're schizophrenic, even if you are. Learn it, because you got to live with it. What happens if the pills go away? Oh my God, my doctor, I love you so much. Even if I think she's wrong in this case, but I love her so much because I got my pills and that was the end result. Why did I say she's wrong? Well, let's say I missed my first appointment, but that's nothing new for me after 7 years seeing her. I've missed a few. Not that I'm too proud of any of it at all because the doctors are very busy. In fact, they're too busy. So I got an appointment, but I didn't take my blood test. And she told me, if you don't take your blood test, I'm not renewing your prescription. Oh, fuck, I'm bipolar schizophrenic. No, don't renew it. I'll be in the hospital. They'll give it to me anyways for free. Well, anyways, I happened to get my blood test. Okay. The results weren't very good, but I still got it. And it so happens it fell the same time as her vacation. So when I called her to tell her I did my blood test, I can get my prescription now, she's gone on vacation. I ain't got any pills. So I called one doctor, and he says, and I always feel like I'm prying into them. Listen, I'm a bipolar schizophrenic, and whatever else ADD they added on to me. Thank God! I got all these things for free, included in my whole life package. Did you get ADD in your life package? Well, I got it in mine. Well, in fact, I don't think I was even born with it or any of these. I'll explain to you how I think they happened, if you really want to know. So anyways, I get this guy, and I tell him I need both of my prescriptions. And I tell him Seroquel and lithium. And I go to the pharmacy, and all I got is the lithium. And they're giving me a story. You know, this is not your real doctor, and he called it in for you. I don't want to know the story. I'm here to give in, call in, wait my turn, give you the paper, wait my turn, pick it up and thank you, and then I leave. But everybody's got a story. Not interested in the stories. Doesn't make a difference to me. I still like you. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I'm going to pick up my pills soon. Not that I really wouldn't like to go a little bit longer. But you know what? I don't want to go longer cold turkey because that's retarded. Last night I started thinking of it and I got nervous. Because I know what happens. I mean, it's a whole lot of fun for a while, but then after a while, 7 o'clock, 7:30 at night, that's it. Flashes this way and that way, and you know there's nothing there. Except it's flashing. I see it, but I don't see it here. I see it inside my head. It like, you know where the eye contact divides over here? That's where I see it. I'm telling you, I saw moving pictures. This is no shit. I don't screw with Mr. Tack Pants. I tell you what I think, I know, my hypothetical thoughts, and the actual what happened from me. The truth, my truth, you haven't been there, so you really gotta say, is this guy kidding me? What are you talking? I saw the clouds in the sky at about 2 o'clock in the morning assimilate together and create the Titanic. And I'm looking up there and I'm saying, holy fuck. I says, I wonder who's driving. I says, well, there can only be one driver in the sky. And this is the book of the myth of Zazareth. Zazareth is actually the name of my grandfather, which is Tsar, which is king, like Caesar, like a salad, like a little mixed up. It, which means 29, which is the date of birth, which means of the OF, which OF is just like ON, because to make an F you need 6. Well, 1 and 5, which is the O letter, creates a 6 in a single digit and makes the F after that, and you got OF. From actually what was on is now off. And then his last part of his name is Sky. So where else do you think he's going to be? They buried him in the ground, but the moisture of the spirit goes into the sky. I'll ask you a question. When you pee, it hits the toilet and the pee pops up. But when you go for number 2, it plops, but usually just the water comes back up. You understand what I'm saying? The brown with the empty spirit. And it doesn't make no bubbles. But the pee makes the bubbles. Bubbles, dots, and lines. Things that rise, heat, humidity. Things that get caught and blur the vision. Dust. Just like man's blurred vision because he comes from the dust. Do I look dirty? I love it. I did something today. At least I think. Oh, I know I did something today. Well, to me it's something. And if it's to me it's something, and if I mean anything to you as Mr. Tap Pans, then, well, it should mean something to you because that's good. I fulfilled my day with a good meaning. Well, it didn't have any meaning unless you just want to call it August 22nd. 9 more days of the 8th month. Totaling of 17. Wow. The reverse of the Queen would actually say 93. Oh my God, 10. Oh, does that sound like a countdown of some sort? I don't know if you followed me on, because I came up, what you have to do now, 17, the 17th letter in the alphabet is the Q. It usually doesn't ever show up, usually, unless there's a U or it's used in the initial. Inside the word 5 in French, 5, the Q comes with no U. It is the 17th letter, but is the 12th card in the deck as the Queen, if we show it up that way. Because it does come in the electronic world, because all the cards are color-coded electronically. So 17 to a 10-10 world, 1 to make 10 is 9, and 3 to make 10, 7 to make 10 is 3, 39, 93, 999, 333. And I always tell you, when we get to 39, that's more of a point of perfection. It's an exacto. ST first. ST best. Oh my God, he's like the rest. He's last. He's best. It was a test. It was all the rest. So he took a stop. ST. Saint this. Saint that. But wait a second. If it said as an initial of ST, saint, or sent. Something was sent. Look at all the saints. They were all sent here. Each one of them to give us an individual different message, just so we have so many more books on the market, so we can throw around the ideas until somebody puts the ideas, in which at this point there's so many ideas and so many people. It's like dust in the air. So you pick up what you pick up. And what goes by, well, you got to let it go on by. Otherwise, you're going to disturb the rest that's coming in. So that's what I do. I pick it up, I let it go. I pick it up, I let it go. It's here, it's not, it's not. What can I do? I can do it now? No? Do I put it for later? Okay, I'll write it down. I'll do it later. I pick up all the dust particles, and I throw them together, and I make a game out of it. The 10-10 worlds. Where in the world have you heard the 10-10 worlds? Well, the 10-10 world, like I said before, has turned into the 7 worlds. It's 3 for creation. So if it's 3 to the left, it's 3 to the right. That means it'll be 7 and 13. Right? 3 to the left, 3 to the right, left, 3 to the right. The dice, all opposite sides, are all 7s. Right? Not only that, I'm going to show you something else. That since they're all 7s, okay, and we have to go to 13 now. I want to show you something. If this was your telephone, right, number 9 would be right over here. Number 4 would be over here. 9 and 4 is 13. Now, how do I know that's right? I'll show you why. Okay, because if this is number 6, and this is number 7 for 13, and this is number 9, and this is number 4 for 13, I want to show you how I get it. Look, because on the top side, this one's number 1, and this one's number 6. This one and this one are 7. This one and this one are 13. This one and this one are 13, and this one and this one are 7. Now, what is that supposed to mean? I'm taking these numbers off the telephone grid. The only ones you don't see are 2, 5, and 8. Well, almost, unless I turn it this way. Now you have 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. We still don't show the 5. 5 just don't show up, because that's the spirit. It doesn't show up with a U. It only can show up with a Q. So 17, the queen, makes 39. It means the 10 worlds. And how do we know about that? Because 39, 9 plus 3 is 12, 1 plus 2 is 3. I told you, the 3 worlds. 3 and 9. Have you ever seen any of those special stars out there? And I'm not talking about stars in Hollywood. Unless, hold on a second. You like this guy? He's nice, right? It's almost like a Christmas tree. What do you think? This is what I want to show you. You see this? There's 4 balls here, okay? Let's say these 4 balls were the same 4 balls. Let's say it was your telephone keypad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now this is how it happens. Here's one. It's a ball. Look. The balls that come together, these 4 balls that come together, design this shape. This shape does not exist. It only exists because that's what comes off of these 4 balls, which are 1, 3, 7, and 9, okay, which makes the creation of the empty space. The core would be the empty core center spiral, which would be number 5, and then all the spaces that are not balls, which would be here, 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 and here. Now you would say Earth is over here, okay? In order for this planet to connect to this planet, it would have to, let me just show you how it would have to do that. I have to find it first. Oh yeah, it's right here. Oh. You're over there. I'm over here. I lost it and you're pointing it. You're pointing at it for me. And I saw your point. I saw you. One of you that's going to watch this is going to say, oh yeah, I was pointing. I knew where it was right away. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. Okay. We're going to draw this line here as number 5, and what we're going to do is that in order for number 3 and number 9 to get into this world, its only passage is right here. See? Makes the number 3. It also creates the letter B, because this will get split in half. The same thing gets done on the top here. The same thing gets done on this side here. Another one goes under here. But we do not have 4 of them at the same time. It doesn't work that way. There's nothing more than 3 at once. Because one of the worlds is in the, you see, check, I know I'm all over the place, but the roulette. Find the numbers that add up to a single digit of 1. 19, 9 plus 1 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. 28, 2 plus 8. 28 is black, 19 is red, 10 is black, 1 is red. The 1 is split up between red and black, between the negative and the positive. Imagine that. God broke himself up into 4 pieces, 2 negative and 2 positive. Okay? How many more pieces did he break himself into? None. He's the globe that we are in. We are the light that burns inside the world of God. He's like, you ever see a bullfrog? It's got that big thing here, right? Well, that's God, and inside that, that's us, basically. Like that. But really, no. He split himself up 4 ways. Positive, negative, then he had to play the role of female, then he had to play the role of male, he had to go into the odd world, he had to be in the even world, he had to be running from Uranus, he had to be running from Jupiter, so he is all over the place. But basically, he's between that world and this world. And when he's not there, he's in between. So you know what? No matter what you do, you keep ending up with more and more of the responsibilities of God. And then we come out here and say, we're going to take over the world, and we're going to be cheap, and we're going to put $50 million in our bank account every year, and everybody else is going to starve. You know what? I never knew this before, but I used to gamble a lot, right? But, I mean, not a lot. I mean, because in the last 7 years, I mean, if I gambled more than $5,000 a year, I wouldn't be able to eat. So I'm talking years ago. So I've been there down that road. And then I went to the area where I was like gambling maybe 100, 150 a month. And now I don't even call it gambling anymore. But if I spend $20, you know what? I can buy a 649 and all these lottery tickets. I can go in and buy specialty drinks and all this, and I do. Not the lottery. I mean, I think I spent $5 on lottery last month. It's not a thing like, oh, I gotta go for lottery. Oh, there's a chance. There's a chance. I can tell you what happens in every lottery. Every time there's a draw, somebody's got a job putting out tickets, printing tickets, giving out tickets, paying the bill. So, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think about it. But you know what? Like I said, for those who don't have much money, okay, I don't know. Listen to this. Listen to this. Somebody earning $1,500 cash clear a month here in Quebec can barely survive. Can barely survive. Now, I'm saying that because that's basically somewhere, no, I'm not even that much, but that's okay. I don't even want to be that much. The less I am, the more I'm going to say, ooh, what am I going to buy? Got to make the right choices. Got a whole week to go. Or in my case, it's a whole month to go. Oh my God. Am I giving away that I might be on something called the fairness of all who are well? But apparently I'm not well. Well, that's what they do say, but I am well. In fact, I'm one of the biggest wells around. There's hardly any other. Well, hold on, Mr. Tack-Times, are there any others like us? Oh, shit. He said, yeah, there are. Well, I'll tell you one thing. One of them that's being aware. I go to the well and I find out, and I look down in the well and I say, what's swimming down there? What can I learn today? What can I learn today? Well, do you know what I learned today? I was watching a tape on Islam, and they were talking about wife beatings. And they said they have a special law in Islam for wife beatings. A special law. You can't hit her in the face or deface her or harm her anywhere where it may hurt in the face, to deface her. You can't hit her in the sexual section, and you can't this and you can't that. And basically, it's a pretty good law. But the basic of it is, there just shouldn't be any hitting of any type of person. But I did like the last parts, okay? Still in the same range, okay? But you can get more aggressive with her, and this is the best thing for it. You know when you want your wife to have sex with you, or you have an argument with somebody, and then, oh yes, I love you now, and then you're hot in the bed? Well, that's exactly what it is. If she doesn't want to have sex with you, I mean, you're not going anywhere else because that's against the law and this and that. But if she's not having sex with you, you can grab her and sort of, in a way, coerce her. Force her to coerce her in a nice way without defacing or deharming her. But you can get a little bit more rougher when you want sex. And usually that turns on every broad. So I guess that's why they say it that way. So, but yeah, the Islam, that's fine. That's fine. You know what I don't really like? I don't want to see anybody. If I have a store and somebody has a veil on their face, I don't let them in. I don't know what's under the veil. Man, woman, I don't care. Okay? If somebody comes in with an extra large trench coat, I won't let them in. That's the way I am. If somebody wants to come into my apartment now and they have a mask on, unless they have a gun with that mask, they ain't coming in. That's the way I am. Are we not supposed to get jealous of the face? Well, let me tell you one thing. I haven't seen a woman put herself on me in so long. You're right. Maybe I shouldn't see the face. In fact, oh my God! Holy crap. I just saw my face. I'm in love. Hey, I'm in love. I must be gay. Nice mustache. Oh, like the eyes. You like the way the eyes sort of always stay closed? What are you going to come here and say? Yeah. You're going to have my eyes. You want my eyes? Here they come. Coming right at you. What you got over there in the den? Can I see? Can I see? Let me look. Ooh, nice. 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 When was the last time I was with a woman? Well, does my friend count? Because she's a girl. Or my ex-wife. She's a girl. Oh, and I waited next to somebody in the line at the grocery store. I think it was a girl. I wasn't sure. You see, I don't know. I wasn't checking. So what can we get to next? You know what I just wanted? I just like this thing over here. And we were talking about, just before we go, we were talking about this over here. But there's more ways to do this. Okay? Has anybody ever noticed how the horse thinks? Where is that page? I'm sorry. I am at the wrong end of the book. I just wanted to show you. See this eye over here? But this, okay, is exactly like this. Okay? This is the pivot. Okay? These pivot. Okay? Do you remember I tell you the dice, a dot, a dot, a dot, the dot, the dot, the dot? But you see the white in between? You see the white space in between? Well, they both create letters, okay, in between each one. Do you understand what I'm saying? The white that's right here. It shines, it creates a letter, and it goes around here. It makes a little S loop. Have you ever seen the S loop? Let me show it to you if I can find it. Where is it? Come on. Come on, guys. Oh, baby. I ruin all my cards. I mean, if I play poker, oh yeah, I know that one. It's bent on the side. I know it, because that splits the F. That's the king of clubs. I know that card. I know that card. You see this line here? And the one that ends here? And then you see how you have the little line in between? Okay, I can't explain them all, but these are C parts for creation. C, C, dot, dot, C, C. Digital dots, the dots of time. Down time, up time. The hair, same thing. Notice the way the swords are always like the hair? Purposely done, eh? Do you think it was just a guy who designed? Are you kidding? God sat next to his computer and he said to the guy, what's his name there? The guy who passed away from Apple. I think God was talking to him up there, and Apple just said, okay, this is the way it's going to go. That's why he's back up there, because he made computers when he was first. That's what he did. I almost believe at a certain point, yes, we can change our destiny. I think when we come into this world, God gives us a book that says 100 years on it, plus overtime. You know what I'm saying? Like in soccer. He gives us a book and he says, okay, guys, fill out the book. When you're finished filling out the book, deposit it in my office, sign to Santa Claus, and when I read your book, I'll put you in the system. And I was bored. Oh, I was bored. But I didn't know. I didn't know I was here. No one ever told me. I had to get sick to learn how to get here. Confidence in myself, not give too. I can't even use that word. No, that's not even a good word, because I care about everything. That's why I don't care. Because I make sure when I care the first time that I don't have to care again, because I'm cared for. Oh, I'm so lucky for that too. Again, oh, I'm so lucky. You know, I'll tell you one thing. If you balance how I've been screwed and how people have screwed me, that's the same thing, right? And how I've screwed others in life, okay? Trying to think. Oh, I don't like what I did there, but it didn't involve any cash. Oh, I like what I did there. Save the taxes. Save the taxes. That was good. That was good. Spending it, well, that was terrible. But at the end, did I hurt anybody? Did I take anything? Did I always give somebody what I thought they deserved? Did I always give to somebody what I thought they deserved? More or less? Best off saying it like this. You know what I've said, whether I've done it or not. You know how my mind thinks. Now, will I act to the way which is the righteous way? Which is, if a guy works for you for $6 an hour, depending on where you are and how big your company is, okay, you might give him $9. Come in for 2 hours, here's 15 cash. But now, we can't be friends with our employees. Nobody's getting the extra hook because it's all big companies and no one can care because there's too many ants. Let me show you something small. We have a depender out in our area. They have 4,000 stores, okay? Almost 20 employees per store. 160 hours a week for at least 3 on average. That's 400. That's $4,000 by 1,000 stores. If they have to pay $1 more, they may not make any money. But when you are successful and have 4,000 stores and you're not giving a break to the people, I just bought a box of 48 chocolates. I'm not quite sure what it exactly cost me. If I remember, $35, I think it was, or $34, which is less than $1 a bar. They're selling it for $1.50, $1.60, and $1.70 for one. Yes, there are specials, but don't count the specials because you always go in and spend what you shouldn't at the time that's not yours. So specials don't count, really, for most people. Nothing's on special. It's on special if you ever need it in your life. Will it last long enough? Will we be forced to use it? Well, I don't know. How about you? Toilet paper? On special. Well, when my buddy was over here, Al, I had a problem with saving toilet paper because one of our biggest arguments was, I think you're rolling your hand up 3 times with the double ply roll. And he says, no. He says, I'm only taking 1 turn. I says, that's why your fingers stink. And you see, he wasn't sure where I was going with this. It's only a joke. No, he was good, but we did have an argument over toilet paper, dishes, who's going to name the next cat. And, oh yes, the last argument we had. The argument of the reason. Listen to this. This is the last argument we had. We should never get into arguments, just discussions, but they always turn into arguments because I'm always losing. So when you start to lose, you turn it into an argument to make sure it goes on. Make sure the legend lives. The last argument discussion was, before I threw a fit, was over $7 and when am I going to get it? And because I wasn't getting it right away and he had the opportunity of getting that $7, he didn't want to take it because it didn't benefit him. It only broke him even, but it gave me my $7 back. So you understand it? That's not fair. So I just had to, that ended. That was a fun part of, are you kidding? I had a fun part of my life at that time. Oh, Jesus. How'd you like to come home and somebody's already saying, hey, these are the best things online. Check this out. Hey, this is what's happening tonight. Look what's on TV. Hey, we can play a couple of hands online. So it was good. Oh, it was all good. But just after that cut, I think like God sort of like slipped in a little bit over there and I started to lose my mind a little bit. So I started to get a little rough. But about 2 weeks after that he left, I went, manic, schizophrenic. Whoa! But not at the beginning. At the beginning I was fast and manic. You can go back to 2010 when this all started. And then, all of a sudden, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock at night, and I'm looking around and like I said, moving pictures. And I'm at a restaurant. I said, let's get the hell out of here. I says, I can't see. If it makes you tired, the minute your eyes close, Inside your head goes the pictures. I open my eyes. You open your eyes. It's so stressing because it forces you to be tired because it only comes in when you're tired. Because the mind switches. You're automatically tired. You must be in a meditative state. You can't do this. It's almost impossible to do alone because you might lose yourself in that state. I don't know how it works. I've never actually been there and tried to stay there because what am I going to do? Hey, anybody here? Oh, shit. I saw the wind. How do you see the wind? Are you kidding me? Everybody sees the wind. When the trees blow in the wind, you see the wind blow. You see the wind blow, eh? I like to see the wind blow. The only time you see the wind blow is when you go onto YouTube and you say, show me the wind blowing, and they'll draw you a picture. Wind blowing. WB. Warner Brothers. Okay, now that they blew their wings out of the basket, what's going to be next? What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, I remember. Let me turn back a page and see what we have. The dart, or the paddle, the oar. I'm not going to tell you the whole terminology now, but the dart, if I remember, the red is 50, the green is 25. Green stands for Mars. 25 stands for 7. Mars stands for 4, and we have 7 and 4, the connecting gates, because it's the one gate on the top, the one gate on the top, right? And down below underneath it where the 7 is actually like the 3 key. The creation is moving. The one spirit crosses, just like the Aleph letter, the one spirit crosses through the 5. Mercury, Jupiter, Pluto. Earth, Jupiter, Uranus. So do you understand? It's got to be on. Is it on the same place? Is this okay? This. Do you understand what I'm saying? Is this the 4? Are they separated? 2 and 2. You understand what I'm saying? One on one side. Excuse me. Sorry. One on one side. One on the. Like what I'm trying to say is. There's 4 planets here, and there's 4 planets here. Okay? Now the question is, 1, 2, 3, 4, they're separated. 1, 3, 7, 9 planets are together, and 2, 4, 6, 8 planets are together. They can't run in the same system. But the question is it broken up? Because it's separated. 4 planets here, and then 4 planets here. Is it separated that it ends up that 1, 2, 3, 4 are here? Okay, do you understand what I'm saying? I have to design this and put it back together to understand it, because it seems like they put 1 and 2 back together. Okay, 1 and 2, 4 and 5, 7 and 8, and then on the other side it'll say 2 and 3, 5 and 6, 8 and 9. And when you put this here, okay, when you put Jupiter, let's say Jupiter here, okay, either they put, on this side they put Mercury, on this side they put Earth, on this side they put Uranus, on this side they put Pluto, then on this side they put Venus, and on this side, down here they'll put Mars. Then over here they put Saturn, and down here they put Neptune. Okay? This, okay, means 2 planets might hang from here and here, which would be Venus, and which would be Venus and Neptune. And the other one that would be here and here, okay, would be Earth and Mars. But there would be 3 here, 3 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 in the center. And that's how the 9 planets would be set up. Like there's a couple of scenarios, like I said, I'm not quite sure if you got me, but this is a twin system. If we're seeing 2 suns right now, it's because you're only seeing what the matrix is no longer covering. The system that was supposed to show up, that is here, that the government is scared of because they're not sure what man is going to think, this system was supposed to show up. What did they call those Indians? The Hopi Indians, the Sanskrits of the Mayans, the Bibles. It's all saying the same story. So who are we fooling? Why is everybody talking about 2012? Because we made it to 2012? Have they talked about 1982? 1964? What did they say? No. Doesn't it fit perfect? Let me explain to you something about Jesus. Apparently he died at the age of 33, right? Okay, this is the way I'm going to take it. In 1967, in Montreal, they had Man and His World, in which they called Jesus the man of his world. The buildings they built were all mug and doved-like buildings. Again, it could be the Zionists. Now 33 years have passed, and it is the year 2000, and oh my God, something's going to happen. It's the year 2000 now. 33 years of Christ is what happened. The year 2000 is when the Christ was awoken. Now these are the first 12 years that come by, because you can only reach 6 and 6, 12 to start. 12 on the dice. Jesus commences December 2012, December 25th, the first Christmas after the Hopi Indians and Sanskrits that talked about the 21st of December. It'll be 4 days after that date. It'll actually be a renewal. Christ would be 12 years older from the year 2000 of 33, and now he would be 45. And now 45 is the age of the numbers. 1 to 9 equals 45. Add 0, it's still 45. Bring Christ in, it's 55 of 10, because he's 1/10 of the world, and 55 is the passage. 5 by 5 is 25, and 5 and 5 is 10, is 35. 3 and 5 is 8 of the heaven. 3 and 5 is C and E. That's electrical, my friends. C and E. Forgot about that Christ story that I had many, many years ago. That Christ story comes in. Let me tell you one thing. I've been not following Christ all my life, but for some reason, I keep bumping into him. Keep getting these weird feelings all my life, scared to death, until I scared something into myself. Until I stopped sleeping at night, and that's how I came up with this bipolar stuff. I wasn't sleeping anymore, and everybody knows when you don't sleep, you see things. Well, guess what? I forced the other side of my brain open. Too much gambling, not enough sleep, a lot of work. Never missed a day of work. And if I did, what body part were they repairing on me at that time? Although I have missed work since then, because I look at life a little bit different, I still like going into any shop and fixing anything, because I like to fix anything. But is it's broken? I'll fix it. I'll try. Can I do it? Let me take a look. Whoa. You know what? If I try, it might cost you more. Can I take a chance? Take a chance on me. So anyways, we have Christ. Another thing we have is, you know what I like to say? Our hips. Our hips are very special. Our hips are very special. I got no hair on my hips, on the sides, that is. I don't know if anybody else does. I look at my hips, and what's funny about the hips is I got no, like, right on the hip, I got no fat there. I got 2 big bones. What do they do? Oh, wait a second. Hold on a second. God shoved an ass in the back of my hip, and he attached it to the side of my leg. There's a ball on the side of my leg. I think it's called a ball joint of some sort. Oh, wait a second. Ball joint on the side. I think I got 2 ball joints in the center too. Oh, wait a second. God gave me a joystick. Is that why they called it a joystick when we started playing all these arcade games? Hey, grab the joystick. It's not what I wanted to play. When I went to the arcade, I want to know where I put it in. That's all I wanted to do. What do you want to do at the arcade? I want to put it in. I want to just keep putting it in because I don't mind putting it in. I enjoy it. Put it in the hole. That's how the game starts. You put it in, you push the button. That's what I said when I went out with my first girlfriend. I said, I want to put it in and push the button. She says, oh, we're going to the arcade. Raphael, 7286. on the constellation of Pegasus that touches here in the same numbers of Baffin Islands and Nunavut, all the way up triangular towards the North Pole. And thank you for the session.